Alright class, today we're going to look at your multi-step trig problems worksheet, and I'm going to work through a couple of these, and I want you to show your work like I showed on the board for each of these problems. And so we'll look at number 1. It says find the length of the side labeled x. So we're going to try to find this side here. Round intermediate values to the nearest tenth. Use the rounded values to calculate the next value. Round your final answer to the nearest tenth. Okay. So if we look at this right triangle here, there's really there's not enough information on this right triangle here, but I do have enough information with this right triangle to find this value. And once I get this value, then I can use this 60-degree angle for theta and find our hypotenuse. Okay, so we're going to start off with 39 for theta. And we're going to find our opposite side, and we're given from here to here is 38, so we're going to do tangent 39 equals our opposite over our adjacent. So I'll just call this side H my height of my triangle. So tan 39 is H over 38. And let's cross multiply and get our height by itself. So if I cross multiply here, 1 times h and 38 times tangent 39, 1 times h is h. 38 times tangent 39 is going to be my value here, my height. So let's plug in our calculator 38 times tangent 39, and it tells us round intermediate values to the nearest tenth. So once I get this, we'll round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, so in my calculator, I'm going to do 38 times tangent 39. That gives me 30.77. So to the nearest tenth, we're going to say 30.8 is going to be this value. So this is 30.8. All right. Now we're going to focus on this right triangle, and we're going to use 60 for theta, and we're going to use sine because I have my opposite now, which is 30.8, and we're going to find the hypotenuse. So sine 60 equals opposite over hypotenuse, 30.8 over my hypotenuse, which is x. All right, so let's cross multiply and get x by itself. So cross multiplying, we get 30.8 equals x times sine 60. And let's get x by itself. We divide by sine 60 to both sides. They cancel here, so my answer is going to be, in my calculator, 30.8 divided by sine 60. So let's do that. 30.8 divided by sine 60. To the nearest tenth, this is 35.6 is my missing side here. 35.6. All right, number 3, we're given a triangle. We need to find this missing side here. And what we're going to do, we're going to try to figure out our height here. And that way I can use this triangle to figure out my hypotenuse. So what we need to do is somehow figure out this height. And there's not enough information on this right triangle to figure it out. But I could use this right triangle because I have my hypotenuse, and I have enough information in the big triangle to figure out this missing angle. There's 180 degrees in the triangle, so we got 101, 50, that's 151. That means there's going to be 29 degrees left. Okay, so I can figure out my opposite side, we'll just call it the height, using 29 for theta, and I got hypotenuse, so opposite hypotenuse will be sine. So sine 29 equals my opposite, which is, I'm calling my height, over my hypotenuse of 23. Cross multiply and get h by itself. 1 times h is h. 23 times sine 29. Okay, so let's put that in the calculator and round to the nearest tenth. So to the nearest tenth we get 11.2. for this side. All right, so 11.2. Now we're going to use this triangle. We have 50 for theta, and this will be opposite over hypotenuse, so we'll do sine again. So sine 50 equals 11.2 over x. Let's cross multiply. We'll try to get x by itself. So 1 times 11.2 is 11.2. X times sine 50. And then we'll divide. We'll undo this multiply. We'll divide by sine 50 to both sides. Cancel here. So in my calculator, my missing side, x, is 11.2 divided by sine 50. Let's do that and round to the nearest tenth. So 11.2 divided by sine 50. To the nearest tenth, we're going to get 14.6. So my missing side is 14.6. Okay, now let's look at number 5. If you'll notice on the directions for number 5 through 12, it wants you to find the area of each of these triangles. So remember, area is base times height divided by 2. Well, on this problem here on number 5, we're given from here to here is 46. So that's not my whole base. I would need to have this little part added to 46 to make my base. And I need this line for my height. So we have to do SOHCAHTOA to find our height, and then we'll use that to find our missing piece here to add to our 46 to get our base. Okay, so let's start out. We can either use 70 for theta, or we could use this little angle, which is 20. So I'll just use 70. And if I use 70 for theta, my opposite side's 46, and I'm finding my height. And so we got opposite, and I'm finding the adjacent side, so that's tangent. So we're going to do tan 70 equals 46 over my adjacent side, which is height, my height, which is h. And cross multiply, we get 46 equals my height times tan 70. And then we'll divide both sides by tan 70 to get my height by itself. So in the calculator, let's do 46 divided by tan 70 and round to the nearest tenth and see what we get. Okay, so 46 divided by tan 70 is 16.7 in our calculator. So that's the height of our triangle, 16.7. All right, now let's move over to this right triangle, and we're going to find this missing piece from here to here, and we'll add that to 46 to give me the base of the triangle. And so we have opposite, and we're finding the adjacent, so that's tangent again. So I'll do tan 44 equals my opposite side is 16.7 divided by adjacent. And we cross multiply these, we get x times tan 44 equals 16.7. Divide both sides by tan 44. And let's see what we get. Okay, plugging that in my calculator, I get 17.3. So that goes here. Alright, so now I have everything I need. I have my height. My base is going to be 46 plus 17.3. That's going to give me 63.3. My height is 16.7. Alright. So now let's plug in the area formula. Area of a triangle is our base times our height. So 63.3 times 16.7, and that divided by 2. So let's see what we get. Okay, plugging that in, I get 528.6 to the nearest tenth is the area of this triangle.